Good morning. How are you all doing? I hope you had a wonderful weekend, made some memories, accomplished some things, and some of you need to accomplish the task of resting. And I hope that with everything going on, that you find a way to find rest. That's part of our job too. We need to learn how to rest. I'm not saying something I don't have to adhere to myself and I had to learn myself. Sometimes you got to just rest, right? So I hope that you all are feeling good, that your health is well, everything is good with you and your family, with everything going on. I hope that you have the provisions and not just the provision. It is so important right now that you are operating in wisdom. Wisdom is going to be one of the most powerful currencies with what we're about to navigate as a country. It is going to be very important for you to govern your life with wisdom. That way, you will know how to be a good steward in this season of the things that you're responsible for and the people that you're responsible for. So, wisdom is indeed the principal thing. Um, I, I like I told you all, I'm spiritually and physically exhausted. I do feel better knowing that, after spending time with the elders, that I am in step with the same thing that a lot of people in the body of Christ are feeling, sensing, discerning, noticing right now. Not only that, being given the same direction. So it's a positive thing, a powerful thing when you come together with other believers and you're coming from all these different parts of the country, and during an impromptu gathering, that you realize the message is a common thread, a common theme amongst you all, that confirmation is found. That's very powerful and encouraging, and that's the opportunity I had, and so it encourages you that you're on point. But yeah, this is not going to feel good and this is not going to be easy, but it is possible. I know that COGIC, Church of God in Christ, will be hosting their convocation this week. They probably already started. I could be wrong, but they're hosting their convocation. I've made it a priority that this week I'm going to make it my business to catch some of their sermons, and especially the main sermons, because I want to see, like I just told you, I want to see the common thread, the common messaging that they're sending out to their members as a national and global denomination. I want to see exactly what they're saying and how it lines up with the word, how it lines up with what's going on right now. But one of the elders pointed out to me that Kojic, their top tier, their executive leadership. That's just a fancy way we say it. That they're in bed in support Turning Point. The Charlie Kirk entity. They supported him. They like him. They didn't have a problem with him, right? And so another yellow canary was this whole getting in bed with, LDS, the Church of Latter-day Saints. And you remember they were talking about food and distributions and all of this. It's because they already saw the writing on the wall from them that there was going to be a food crisis. So Black Americans need to start paying attention how Kojik's upper tier is moving and who they're aligning themselves with. And if the leaders aligning themselves with that denomination, then you know what's to come. I hate to say it that way. That's just like Scientology in bed with uh Muslims. Farrakhan in the Scientologists, they have a little thing going on, and they're introducing Scientology to the Muslims. So you have this kind of stuff going on, and unfortunately, the members just follow, but they don't research and they don't pay attention, which put them at great risk. So yeah, with this whole Charlie Kirk thing and being in bed with and supporting turning point, which is clearly it is what it is, right? We need to be aware of it. And I don't know why they would be in bed with supporting turning point or LDS when LDS have a zero tolerance policy for any shape, form, or fashions of homosexuality, same gender relationships, transgenders. The LDS would never back up off of that ever. And not only that, that entire belief system is rooted in old school Appalachia wood witch, magic and stuff. Because their founder, if you read it and what he's saying about Moroni and all of this, he got into folk magic. He was pretty much a wood witch, as they would call it, or warlock. But you just have to see it for what it is. But like we were talking about, when we were together, they are deliberately aligning themselves, not just COGIC, but other entities, not because of principle, not because of word, but because of money, and trying to figure out how they're going to be able to survive because they're closer to the White House as far as Trump goes than we would like to admit or acknowledge. And so we just assume, and they get them by them assuming that they wouldn't dare support those kind of views or ideas. And the bargaining chip, and I thank my uncle so much for calling this to our attention. The bargaining point in CHIP is going to be black families, getting black families back together, getting the fathers back in the home, going back to traditional ideals and values of the man being in the home and the man being in the church. But like I told him, the government did not run the black men out of the house. The government was telling them that both of your incomes would need to be counted and you need to marry these women instead of just dropping off babies and leaving. So, one of the best and loudest and biggest held lies of the black community is that the government ran the man out of the house. The men didn't want to do what the government was saying, which was you need to take responsibility financially, spiritually, and legally for your family. And the government was also saying, you're not going to be able to stay in here and abuse her. We're not going to let you beat her. We're not going to let you beat these kids. We're not going to let you abuse her. You are going to go to jail. So that's why they didn't want to stay in the homes. But let's just keep it a book no matter what, and be honest. You can't call yourself putting something together if you're not going to be honest about what really happened. But for you all, I hope that you're remaining prayerful and discerning. Um, Before I forget, have you all, because I'm sure you've been on social media, have you all seen these churches as far as these people who consume a lot of content and a lot of you guys' time? Have you seen them start any initiatives or anything to ensure that people have food or financial resources? Have they been doing any food distributions, organizing any volunteerism, any kind of rosters, phone trees, or anything of that nature since last week when I spoke with you all? Okay. Um, if you don't mind, share down in the comment section what your church has started putting into place and implementing with the food crisis that we're facing at this time. More than your volunteerism, I'm not telling you not to volunteer. More than volunteerism at this time, we need very prayerful people. A lot of this is because we have become a prayerless nation. We're not praying like we supposed to. We've been focusing our prayers very self-centered. This is due to not consistently praying for the poor, not consistently praying for those in need, the widow, the orphaned. We have not, as Christians, been focused on them like we supposed to have been. So it's very important to pray and get the strategy, because if you do what you've done before in this season, it's not going to be effective. It's not. It's not going to be effective. It's not going to be enough provision. It's a loaves and fishes situation. You're going to have to bring with what you have and God in his great divinity will have to perform a thing, and then that will be enough. That's how this is going to go. But you do need to be prayerful people during this time, not just, Lord, help me, help me, help me. You do need to be asking for strategy so that you will have the wisdom to know what to do next. I tell you, it's so much changing. I can tell you that even, with my new house and stuff, after seeing that weirdo yesterday um come on the news talking about getting rid of the HB1 visa holders who are international professors who come over here to teach at our colleges down here in Florida, I have a problem with my tax money going and paying for anything in the state. I have a problem with it to the point it's bothering me morally to be here. I can admit that it's that bad because what it's turned into down here, I don't even recognize this state no more. I feel like it's the United State of the Klan. I'm not kidding you. Down here, it doesn't feel like we're part of the national country itself. It just feel like we're becoming this third world primitive country by ourselves down here. That's what it feels like to me. Um, it's just not. I'm not gonna say that out loud. I have to be real careful what I say because words do have power. Um, I'll just say that I don't like it. You see people changing too. People who are very normal people, it's like they've been infected by something. They don't think normal. It's the weirdest thing and it's stressful. It induces stress because common sense doesn't make sense to them. It's the wildest thing to observe and be exposed to. And they think this kind of stuff is normal. We're talking about global leaders in science, math, medicine, right? And they come here, even agriculture, they come here and they teach to ensure that our students are the best of the best. And this fool down here talking about sending the people back, those jobs can go to Americans. You mean the same Americans who think it's normal to ban books? Are you serious? Okay. I ain't saying nothing else. Because if I said it's gonna be nasty. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it. You actually think I want those kind of people teaching my grandchildren, my friends, my peers, my colleagues? You actually think I want you teaching them anything, especially professors? No. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Watch, we're gonna have a huge reduction in people who want to attend college down here, and I don't blame them at all. I wouldn't. Don't be sending your money down here to send your child to college down here. If you have Ivy League schools in the Northeast, I guess these are going to be whatever the opposite of Ivy League is. I mean, these are going to be the Title I, not even Title I schools. These are going to be the lowest performing colleges in the country by the end of these fools and weirdos. And you wouldn't believe it. It seemed like every day we have herds of these jokers moving down here from everywhere. I'm serious. It's scary. I'm serious. They keep moving down here. I mean, by the droves. Our areas are growing so fast. They're coming from everywhere, honey, and moving right in the middle of what was deemed predominantly black and communities. I've done a couple events, and of course, some of them are in some of our poorest communities in the cities. And I noticed that these jokers gonna start moving their behinds into those communities without even blinking. They don't even care. They're just openly taking over. Like, yeah, okay, this supposed to be the hood. It's cheap. I'm gonna move right here. Enough of us move in here, two or three of us, you'll leave. Yeah, and they're not no working class normal uh non-black people neither. They are straight up them people. If you know what I mean when I say them people. Uh-uh. I can honestly say I hate it here now. I absolutely hate it here. I hate it here. If my grandmother wasn't still living and, dealing with the health challenges she's dealing with right now, I would be gone. I would have been just said bye and just left. Just put the house up for rent. Let's go. Let's just go. Just call the two men in the truck. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But my grandmother is very old right now, and she's almost 90 years old. Well, no, she is 90, and I don't want to leave, my grandma down here. I just don't. I just don't want to. But honey, I can't stand it. I don't want them to get a dime from me. Not one red cent in tax money in any shape, form, or fashion. Business tax, personal income tax, or anything. I don't want to give them no money. I don't want to contribute to any of this mess. None of it. I want so desperately to and I told the uncles that. I was very honest about it, that I really want to um move back home. I do. I just feel this very strong fire engine red flashing sirens to move back home. Number one, I keep seeing very large numbers of violent events, almost like looting, raiding, in the streets, very violent. I keep seeing it. I keep seeing it. And I mean, you have people, I keep seeing people like in militia gear, but they're not part of military or police personnel. They're they're just citizens, private citizens, and they're going different places. And I mean, literally engaging other citizens. I mean, it's fighting is I mean, it's just severe um violence that I keep seeing, I keep having visions of in the streets, rioting and stuff in the streets. I'm seeing it. And I keep getting a strong message that is very important for people to relocate yourself back to where a large portion of your immediate family are located during this time. It is not going to be safe for anyone to be too far out that only a small you have your family, but it's only a few of you in that area, but it's strength in numbers. That's what I keep seeing. That's what I keep hearing. There's strength in numbers. So, and I take that seriously, and they make it hard because I'm like, I don't want to leave my grandma. She's the last um, as far as for me, she's the last one I have left. She's my last grandparent living. Both of my parents are deceased. And so I don't, it's hard to describe it. She's the last, anchor I have alive right now. And I just don't want to leave from being, here, very close in proximity to her. But I'm gonna stop right here. I'll be back with another video because I want to talk to you about when your husband hugging somebody and you know something in the milk ain't clean. Talk to you soon. God bless. Bye.